Alright, John. So this is my pre-workout that I take. So I guess the way I came about this is I just looked at other pre-workouts, especially Gym and Muscle Farm, and sort of found their main ingredients, looked them up on examine.com, which I have on the computer behind me, just sort of help me, make sure I'm not saying anything stupid or anything like that. Then what I did is I went to examine.com, read the basics of, which is nice how they have a layman's term of the ingredient, and then I also can scroll down, read more in depth, and then it also shows you how to take it, being an athlete or a performance enhancer and stuff like that. So it gives you recommended doses, etc. So what I did is I wrote down a list of all the ingredients. Then the basic thing I went to bodybuilding.com or Vitamin Shop. They have a lot of individual ingredients as well. And then I just went and bought them all out. I didn't go with one specific brand because with the ingredients in general, if I can find the cheapest one, I'll get it because the ingredient will do the same thing no matter which brand produces it. So I have a wide range of brands here. The biggest one I've come to like is Caged Muscle. They make some pretty good products. And then other than that, I usually just find whatever's on sale on bodybuild.com and get that ingredient. So with that being said, I'll sort of send you a sample and sort of how much it actually is and stuff like that and where I came about for how much. So first we have beta-alanine. Again, beta-alanine is a great, just a good muscle booster. Again, it increases your heart rate, can get you pumped up, and so that's what it's used for right there. And so on examine.com, the dosage says 2,000 to 5,000 milligrams, and then I usually also look on the bottle itself, and it says 2 grams, which is also milligrams, so I usually go by grams. So again, on examine, it's 2 to 5, so I give myself, again, it's 1 level teaspoon is 2 grams. So what I have is right here is 1 teaspoon, so I usually just stack it up just a little bit higher, and then that's sort of what I take for my betas right there. Next, what I have is caffeine. Again, the only reason I really take caffeine is I don't drink coffee, tea, or soda. It's because I do work out every morning, and so caffeine is really hard to find in a powder, I found out, and so what I did is I just bought some caffeine pills from Caged Muscle, and these are 200 milligram pills. And what I do is I just they're plastic capsules, so I just take the capsule and just twist it apart and just pour the powder in. Because again, I tried it before with just the pill, but if I'm going to mix it all together anyways, I might as well just get it all in one serving instead of taking the pill before. So again, Caged Muscle caffeine, 200 milligrams, again, for 1 capsule. And usually Muscle Farm or other ingredients or other brands will have ranging from like 200 to 500 grams of caffeine. Again, sometimes they'll mix it up with green extract and tea and other things like that, like some of the roots that you see out there just to boost your energy. Next what I have from Caged Muscle is another great one, which is your BCAAs. Again, these are always good to have in a post-recovery or a pre-workout. So again, I went with the Caged Muscle brand. Again, what I'm looking for here is the 2 to 1 serving for the 3 ingredients of it, and then if I look on here, it says 1 heaping scoop gives me 5 grams. So again, 2.5 grams of leucine, 1.25 grams of isoleucine, and 1.25 gram of valine. So that's what you're looking for, is that 2 to 1 ratio. So what I do is I just take 1 scoop of that. So there's your BCAAs. And again, a lot of brands, what they do is they don't label the BCAAs, they label each ingredient separately, so it looks like they're putting more ingredients in the pre-workouts as well. Next what I have is another big one that Gym really recommends, is citrulline. So again, with citrulline, it's used in sports performance, cardiovascular health development. Again, it used to be argon was another big ingredient that companies use, but again, Gym does a really good video on why he chose citrulline, and then he uses I think he uses 6 grams in his, but again on examine.com it says for sports performance, take 6 to 8,000 milligrams, so or grams, of citrulline malate about an hour before exercises. And then if I read on here, again, 1 level scoop is 2 milligrams. So what I do is I just found an old scooper, a little bit bigger than the original, and I can fill it up just to where the top is going to be 8 grams. So again, there's your citrulline right there. Again, that's a lot right there. Again, this brand, again, it's just one of the ones that I found on sale. Usually I buy the citrulline for a 2-for-1 deal on bodybuilding.com. It's pretty cheap. And again, this is a 100 servings per container, and usually like maybe 14 to 15 bucks. So that's pretty good right there. The beta is pretty cheap too. This is 250 servings per container, and again, this is maybe like $13. Next, what we'll move on to is taurine. Again, this is what I found in a lot of other pre-workouts. Again, it's just a good health. It has a lot of good health benefits. And then also on Examine.com, it mentions for performance enhancement, dosages between 500 milligrams and 2,000 milligrams or grams. So again, even when I read on here, again, it talks about all the benefits for cell volumizer, improves mental focus, etc. Because again, it is another amino acid, so that's why it produces a lot of energy. So in here it says approximately 3/4 teaspoon is going to be 3 grams. So again, I have my little, just a random teaspoon, guys, to the half one. So I usually just do 2 scoops of these. So that's 1 teaspoon, which if 3/4 is 3 grams, then a teaspoon is probably going to be about 4 grams. Then the last one, again, just basic creatine. Again, I got this at GNC, very cheap. Again, this is 200 servings, 5 grams for a teaspoon. So I got my little measurement, just another half teaspoon guy. And I just take my 2 teaspoons, or 2 half teaspoons, make 1 teaspoon of 5 grams of creatine. Again, creatine, we all know what creatine does. Pretty sure you do too, John. And then that's my pre-workout right there. So as you can see, it's quite a bit of powder compared to other brands, you know, where they have the tiny scoops or anything like that. But this doesn't really bother me. I usually take it with about 20 to 30 ounces of water. And then what I do for flavor, since it's all powder, is I just take whatever I have around me. Right now I just have some Mio lemonade flavor, or I usually use Gatorade powder, or last time I used Tang. I used the Tang orange. So again, it's just something to flavor my drink in the morning. So yeah, so that's my pre-workout right there. What I'll do is I'll figure out some way to ship this bad boy to you, and you can give it a whirl.